Hey guys, it's Sune and welcome back to the channel. I had a short video, I think. We'll see if it's short or not. I don't know. But I hope you're well. If you're not well, I hope you're well soon. And welcome. So today I want to talk a little bit about, getting out of your comfort zone and really, exploring the world. Facing your fears, so that you can grow and be happy, essentially. Because a lot of the things that will bring us the most joy, the most abundance, are the things that seem a little scary. Our woundings, our traumas, our conditionings, will kind of cause resistance with those things. And, it's very easy to kind of get stuck in the conditioned ways of being because it's comfortable, it's familiar, it's what you grew up thinking, being, doing, it's all very familiar. So, yeah, it can be a little hard sometimes to get away from conditioned ways of being and start really taking those steps into your actual way of being, and facing, the fears and the doubts and the things that hold you back. But I promise you that it's worth it. It is. If I can tell you anything from my own experiences, every time that I have tried to walk away from my conditioned way of being, every time that I have chosen myself to nurture myself, protect myself in a positive way, move in the direction in a positive way, even if it was scary, I ended up gaining abundance, gaining everything that I needed, and even more what I wanted. And I'm still experiencing that. I'm still, growing the things that I want and that I need. But I would never have been here if I had not, taken those steps that seem so scary. Sometimes you really have to do things that are scary. And it won't be comfortable because it's scary. But that's part of the journey. That's part of it all. That's part of the process. And if you can be okay with if you can be comfortable with being uncomfortable, people love to say that, then you can essentially do anything. I will say that. And it's a cyclical nature. When things break down and things are torn apart, naturally the only way is up. That's why people say that too. Only way is up from here. So when you break things down though, and they're all torn apart, or things are gone or leave or have to be left behind, that is the opportunity, now that space is cleared and open, for something new, something better to take its place, something that is fulfilling, that is aligned with who you really are, who your soul is, who your soul wants to be, what your soul wants to do. And I think that's very important. So, I understand, it can be a little difficult sometimes. I struggled with social anxiety when I was younger. And sometimes I get a little bit of anxiety, but I think that over time, it's become a little bit easier to manage it. And honestly, I feel like I'm to the point where it's pretty much gone. Because I realized once I'm confident in myself, the anxiety kind of goes away on its own. So I don't know. It's very interesting. But I noticed when I was younger, with my social anxiety, I guess it almost sounds like when I say social anxiety, like I'm talking about like an entity, which maybe that's what it is. Maybe social anxiety is just an entity. I don't know. Maybe it's just a thought form. That's the theory. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, what am I saying? Okay. Back to what I was really saying. So when I was younger with my social anxiety, I would kind of isolate myself because of the distress of being around people, of the uncertainty of what people would do, what people would think, like all of that, because, I had my own issues, my own problems. Um, but I found that I like really didn't grow because I was just sitting there being scared of everything instead of going out there and taking chances, even if like it wouldn't be the greatest experience. It's at least an experience. I'm at least doing something. I'm putting myself out there. I'm giving myself the opportunity to find things that are good for me, and even in bad things, use it to grow. So, I mean, despite all that, I still made some choices where I was terrified. But that was a little bit later on, when I started to realize the value of taking risks and, being uncomfortable. Because it's almost, you do develop a resilience almost by putting yourself out there, by, doing things you wouldn't normally do that causes you distress. But I find that over time, putting yourself in the situations, it kind of, I guess desensitize would be an okay word, but it kind of, I would rather say you build resilience to the stress. So it doesn't affect you as much anymore. So, like, how, maybe I could explain it like this, like exposure therapy. Like if you're exposed to the same thing over and over, even though it brings you distress, eventually it's likely that you will not really see it as distressing the more you experience it, because you'll notice the parts of it that aren't distressing. This has to do with irrational fears, though. Rational fears probably a little different. Like, you probably don't want to be put next to a shark in the middle of the ocean, but you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I thought this was something I just felt like I wanted to record right now. So here we are. Maybe that's how I'm gonna do this every single time. I don't know. I was planning on making a videotape, but I had no idea what it was gonna be about. And then I just walked in my room and was like, hey, I just thought of something to talk about. It's like, thank you, divine source. Thank you, universe. You know what I mean? It all trickled down to me. For you. So they could hear it. So yeah, that's my message for today, and I hope you guys are well, and if you're not, I hope you're well soon, and have a great day or night wherever you are. Bye.